Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, and welcome to Sweet Johnny News. This will be a twice-weekly news show where I just cover a few headlines and maybe give my thoughts on a couple of them at the end of the show. Today is Tuesday, August 16th, 2016, and here's what's happening in the world of gaming. At QuakeCon 2016, we were treated to a gameplay reveal trailer for the hotly anticipated Quake Champions, which was originally announced at Bethesda's E3 2016 press conference. The trailer features a multitude of weapons, including the machine gun, shotgun, although it could be the super shotgun, lightning gun, rocket launcher, and of course the railgun. The trailer also showcased strafe jumping, bounce pads, maps with serious elevation and very creative design harking back to the Quake 1 and 2 days, along with the more arena style of Quake 3, and the sheer speed that we know and love from the Quake of yore. The closed beta for Quake Champions is set to start sometime in 2017. Nintendo last week sent DMCA notices to virtually all websites hosting files for another Metroid 2 remake. Another Metroid 2 Remake, or AM2R as it's commonly called, is a full-on recreation of the Game Boy Classic. The recreation features a brand new soundtrack, 16-bit graphics akin to Super Metroid on Super Nintendo, as well as improved mechanics including camera and a new map. The first trailer for AM2R was shown on the creator's YouTube channel, Dr. M64, back in 2009. Now, nearly 7 years after that trailer was shown, the game was finally released. Just as news sites began reporting on the remake, Nintendo sent DMCA notices to virtually all file hosts, and the files for the game were subsequently taken down. There is hope, however, as the creator of the game has already issued an update for the game with some bug fixes, and is once again available for download on the official forums. The creator also made a blog post stating that no cease and desist letter had been received, and work will continue on the project for the time being. You can check out this amazing recreation at metroid2remake.blogspot.com. Get it while it lasts. Sony announced via the PlayStation blog this week that beta codes for PS4's firmware version 4.0 will be rolling out soon to select users who signed up for the beta program last month. Version 4.0 features a UI refresh, overhauled quick menu and share menu, trophy improvements including the ability to see hidden trophies if you want to reveal them for yourself, updates to the user profile, as well as one of the most requested PS4 features, folders. While I can't say whether or not I am in this beta, I can tell you that these features may or may not be present. Hopefully, if the embargo ever lifts, maybe you'll see some videos of that firmware on this channel before it goes live. No Man's Sky was released last week to some pretty mixed reviews. As someone who has dumped about 20 hours into this game, I still don't know what to think about it. There are cries of downgrade, people saying that we didn't get a lot of features that we were promised, and the developers over at Hello Games, including Sean Murray, have been rather cryptic over whether or not these things are actually in the game. To me, this game is riding a fine line between being obtuse and obvious hand-holding that we see in modern games. I just don't know how well it's riding that line. To me, it's falling into the obtuse category. Now, if you were to take a game like Dark Souls and make that, the base, make that the perfect, method of either hand-holding or being obtuse, riding that line perfectly, I feel like No Man's Sky is not on the good side of that spectrum. But we have to wait and see. There could be updates, maybe somebody hasn't discovered something just yet. This is one of those games that I feel like we need to let breathe. So hopefully that happens, and who knows, maybe a patch comes out, or maybe people just find things that they didn't think were in the game. Only time will tell with this one. It was announced this week that Final Fantasy XV would be receiving a 2-month delay to November 29th, 2016. Originally slated for a September 29th release, Final Fantasy XV has been in what some would call development hell for the past 10 years. Originally, this game was revealed as Final Fantasy Versus 13 back in 2006. Since then, the game has changed directors, staffs, consoles, and name. The reason for this delay, delivered by director Tabata himself via their YouTube channel, was because the team did not feel good about releasing a gigantic Day 1 patch. They want the game to be a complete package on the disc for anyone who buys it at release. The game, while technically finished, would require a massive Day 1 patch to be the perfect game that the team has envisioned. Instead of having that patch, they're delaying the game 2 months and incorporating that patch onto the disc. More on this after these last 2 news stories. In related news, Square Enix has released a 50-minute gameplay video of Final Fantasy XV. We are being told that this video starts at the very beginning of the game, and we see the first hour or so of the game uninterrupted as we would experience it. There are jump cuts, load times are clearly cut out, we do see a loading screen, then it quickly cuts to, some form of gameplay, but from what we're seeing, it looks gorgeous. Journalists at Gamescom in Cologne, Germany were able to play the first few chapters of the game and give their initial impressions. Reviews coming out of Cologne so far are mostly positive, some going so far as to say that this might be the best Final Fantasy game in years. And finally, in other Gamescom news, rumors for the long-awaited Dark Souls 3 DLC have been circulating, as it is expected to be revealed at Gamescom. Upon Dark Souls 3's release, we were told that there would be 2 DLC packages, one coming in fall of 2016 and one coming in winter of 2017, so it's about that time for it to be revealed. Will it happen? Who knows, there's still a few days of the conference left, but maybe by Friday's episode we'll have more information. What I do want people to keep in mind, however, is what happened with Bloodborne's DLC. If you remember, the game was originally released in March of 2015, but the DLC was delayed and bundled together and later released in November of 2015. There were originally supposed to be 2 packages of DLC, but instead it was bundled into one, delayed, and released later. The same could happen with Dark Souls 3. I don't think it's a bad thing considering the Old Hunters Bloodborne DLC is some of the best DLC ever created, especially for a Souls game. Only time will tell on this one as well. The news topic I want to talk more in depth about is Final Fantasy XV. I think this delay is a really good thing. When games get delayed, people groan, including myself. It sucks when it happens. You anticipate a game for so long, especially like Final Fantasy XV. We've been waiting for this game for over 10 years at this point. But when the director of a game himself kind of puts himself out there and says, look, the game is finished, but you're going to have a massive day 1 patch, and not everyone can get that patch. There are people out there with not, good internet, people who don't have internet. So what happens when they go to the game store, buy the game, and put it in? They're getting what we would consider an incomplete product. Now, you could say that that's just an excuse. You could say the game is in trouble, it might get delayed again, but Tabata has been nothing but honest with us over the past few years, especially since the game was rebranded as 15 from Versus 13. So I'm going to take his word on this one. I would be surprised if it was delayed again, considering it's been 10 years since the game was initially revealed, and people can't wait too much longer. Something interesting to note, though, is that Persona 5 comes out in September as well. So this could give them a nice buffer between RPGs, give people a couple months with Persona, and then have Final Fantasy for the holiday season. I think it's going to work out really well. I don't know if this game is actually going to make money, considering the millions of dollars that have been spent in development costs over the past 10 years, but I do think we're going to get one of the best Final Fantasies in a very, very long time. Hey everyone, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, be sure to subscribe. For more Sweet Johnny news, be sure to tune in on Friday, August 19th. Maybe we'll wrap up some Gamescom news, maybe we'll get some Dark Souls DLC announcements, maybe something crazy will come out of the conference. But until then, I'm SweetJohnnyCage, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.